Igbo politicians criticized Nnamdi Kanu for demanding boycott of elections. Some politicians from the southeast say Nnamdi Kanu's call for election boycott in Anambra state is an attempt to derail democracy. Nnam, chairman of Hope Democratic Party, HDP, Anambra chapter, cautions Kanu against causing confusion in Anambra state. Judah Makita, the national chairman of Willie Obiano Support Group, describes the call as reckless and uncalled for. Some politicians have condemned the call by the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, on the Igbos to boycott future elections until the federal government addresses his group's demand for a referendum on Biafra. Anambra state is set to hold its governorship election on November 18. The stakeholders in interviews with the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, described the call as an attempt by Mr. Kanu to derail democracy in the state and expose the people to anarchy. Nnam, chairman of Hope Democratic Party, HDP, Anambra chapter, said although Mr. Kanu's call for repositioning of Nigeria was popular, he must not use it to cause confusion in Anambra. There is also need for economic restructuring, he said. We have to empower the states and the regions to develop resources they have and look beyond oil that is causing disaffection in the country. Kanu has done enough to draw the attention of Nigeria and the world to the type of injustice in this country and the plight of the Igbo man too. But in terms of boycott of elections and issuing deadline for a referendum, I think it is an overreaction on his part. If Anambra does not hold election in Nigeria in November, it means that there will be a vacuum, and what happens to the state in terms of administration? Kanu is from a state and there is an elected governor there, so he should allow us have our election because we are still a component of Nigeria. My advice is that Kanu should consult, listen more and talk less. There are others who share his point of view. He should not derail democracy in Anambra, he said. Also, Judah Makita, national chairman of Willie Obiano Support Group, described the call as reckless and uncalled for. Mr. Makita said such call was why the Southeast poorly participated in the 2006 population census and had not recovered from the disadvantage it got as a result. The Apga chieftain said Mr. Kanu's call on boycott of Anambra election was capable of plunging the state into political crisis. This call is not needed, it is undemocratic and it is a show of youthful exuberance. That is why sometime I get worried about this issue of empowering the youth. We have a Supreme Council of IPOB elders who should speak for the group. Kanu is the head of the publicity by virtue of being the head of Radio Biafra. We are just talking about restructuring. We have not articulated our demand in that restructuring, and there is need for the Igbo man to come back fully into the Nigerian project. The statement did not come from the hierarchy of the party. We know those we can take seriously on Anambra elections. We have not recovered from the disadvantage this type of call caused us in 2006 during the population census. And now they are talking of Anambra boycotting election. If we don't hold election here, government will just declare a state of emergency because there cannot be vacuum, he said. Meanwhile, Governor Rakaza Koroka of Imo State has described most of the agitators calling for the sovereign state of Biafra as frustrated people who are just venting their frustration. The Imo State governor also said the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, lacks the ability and influence to lead the Igbo nation to war, Daily Trust reports. Speaking to journalists in Abuja on Thursday, June 29, Okorocha urged Nigerians to treat Kanu as a young man seeking relevance.